Just did.
There we go. Okay, cool. So what we'll do is that when you get done recording it, you just upload it to YouTube.
Okay.
And if you want me to do it, dude, I'm just kind of a dummy when it comes to technology. I'm still figuring out, even though I've used Zoom a million times. But
Yeah.
anything, I mean, I don't want to just say, "Hey, Eric, you go do this." Let me know, dude. If you want to send me the link,
Oh no. Yeah, I'll send you a copy of the link and then we just both upload it to our D2Ls and then everybody's good.
okay. Because I
Yep.
think we got to don't do we have to convert it into YouTube?
I think we do. I think it is like you got to post it on YouTube and then take the YouTube link and post it into the assignment.
Well, you know what, man? I think like the assignment was pretty clear, and I know we're recording right now. But it was pretty flexible. I mean, this you and I are
Yeah.
just having a discussion on like what we learned throughout the class,
Yeah.
the three principles. So I think the three things were what family diversity, and then inequality in families, and then social change over time. So I know you and I both have questions like that we pre-formatted. I'm not sure if we're required to submit those or not. I don't think we were.
No, no, no. We're not required to submit the questions.
Okay, cool. How do you want to kick it off, man? Because I'm downtown Julie Brown.
Um, okay, I just started off with like a good basic all around question. Has this class changed anything about your views on like family dynamics, children, marriage, or like the problems that families are facing?
Oh, man, that's my question I'm going to ask you, dude.
Like that's the basic question.
No, and I'm so glad because I'm assuming that you're much younger than I am. So I
Yeah.
appreciate my kids, my son's 19, my daughter's 22. So I think I'm a pretty balanced dad to where I
Yeah.
can understand younger generations and really get along with them. Um, but you know what's, and I just did one with my interview for Family Thread or whatever I did with my mom. It's heartbreaking, bro. Like how many how the fabric of the American family, or at least the ideal of it, is bled away. Like
Man, yeah.
where is it, dude? Where did it go? And do people really even want it anymore?
Yeah, that's a good. I've never thought about it that way. Like, is the idea so far away from what the present is that people are just kind of like, I just prefer something different entirely than trying to go back to what that ideal was.
Yeah, yeah. But I think that I don't know, man. I have a lot of friends that, man, I was born in LA, dude. So you have to understand, I have such an eclectic group of friends and
Yeah,
people and I love that. I loved it about my life. It was I didn't go to like one pigeonholed white boy school,
yeah.
And it was good. No, it was good for me,
Good,
man,
yeah.
because
Get that diversity, that understanding other cultures and how other people live. That's a
right,
great experience. Yeah,
right. But culture wasn't an issue because it was a melting pot culture.
yeah.
So it
Whereas
was
like
just the way.
everybody took something from everybody else, and so everybody's just working together to try to succeed the best they can.
Now, the only thing I didn't have in California was Southern food. And I will
Mhm.
tell you what, brother, when I moved here, I'm on, baby. I've
Yes,
learned how to
sir.
do it. I have learned, but anytime, like a lot of my friends, were immigrants from Mexico and stuff. Anytime, especially during Christmas,
Hmm.
I'm over at their house having
Then,
tamales, dude.
yep.
Like, swear to God, I'm not gonna miss it. This is it. And it was just a way of life. It wasn't so like, and that was part of my family, like the fiber of it.
Hmm.
It was, it's not a thing. So quit worrying about shit if it's not a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. And with family, but I had a blend of it because my mom was traditional,
Hmm.
and then my dad was not like my dad and his family. My grandmother and my grandfather, they worked, dude, and this is in the '60s, so the kids raised themselves. So you had two
Yep.
parents that just kind of like but they still agreed on the fabric of the American family. And what
Yeah.
baffles me is that I think even, and the reason why I mentioned inner city, like in growing up in an eclectic melting pot, is that I think all the people that I've seen want to have that. Like they desire to have the traditional two family. It's not just something that the boogeyman made up,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
that the government created, even though I think the government had a big part in it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's just the way I see it.
I
What do you
think
think, man?
I
Yeah.
think I see that point of like even though the government did play a big part in the idea of the, you know, man works outside the home, wife takes care of the kids in the home. it's kind of evolved. I think also is what happened is that
Hmm.
people saw that and was like, "Oh, that does sound good," but then life and society and the way things start to work out, people's like, "Okay, this can't happen." But I think it still was a thing of where people wanted to work and take care of their family and still have that kind of, oh, we go out on vacations and I get to spend a lot of
Yeah,
time with my kids. We get to stay at home. We get to sit down and have dinner together and talk at the table, like that
yeah.
idea of family structure. And I think that's something that people still want, especially if they want a family. I think people still want that. It's just harder to achieve than what was previously told to them and how it was supposed to get achieved.
Amen, man. And I had kids. I had my first baby. My daughter was born when I was in my 30s. So I didn't follow that traditional mold of, oh,
Yep.
22,
Yep.
you're a grown. So it was kind of cool. Just I don't want to dominate this to my life, but
Oh,
what
you're
I'm,
fine.
I guess where I'm going is like, I don't know, man. They I don't blame people that don't want to have kids. I
Yeah.
used to be like, you're an asshole. Like you're so selfish. You don't want to have kids, blah, blah. Until I went back to school and I took a lot of these, sociology and psychology classes. I actually admire people that are mature enough to say, look, I can't do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's your
Yeah.
freedom, right?
I
So
I think that's a great, honestly, I think that's a great viewpoint just in general to have of like, hey, I can understand as I've grown to like some people realize this is not for me. That's not something for me. Like I may, even if they want it, they might be like, I can't do it now because
yeah.
I'm not in the position that would allow that to thrive the way it needs to.
And I think, and I don't know about you, man, but my exposure to people that adopt that lifestyle, God, I hate sounding like that. They they inherently know these three things, like the family diversity. So they realize there's a possibility there's going to be a single parent family.
Yep.
We might get divorced. Marriages don't last as long as they did.
Yep.
Um, the same sex couple unifications that could end in divorce as well. It's just like traditional or like typical, whatever we want to call it,
Yeah.
marriages. They identify those things even with inequalities. Like, hey, things have to be equal, and if I don't find a partner, like if I don't have somebody that's going to be complete, I may stay single the rest of my life.
Yep.
Is what somebody's and that what? God bless you for it, man. That's what you want to do. You have the self-awareness to stay away from making these big mistakes that we've seen happen. Um, and it just goes into like the social change over time, man. I mean,
Yeah.
look at how far we've come, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm dominating here. I'm sorry, bro.
No, you're fine. I think it's a good discussion. I think it's a great discussion.
Heck yeah. Um, I don't know. What were some of your thoughts, man? Like what are you seeing in terms of because the book was good. I mean, it was I read everything we are supposed to. It's hard to encapsulate in one conversation of
I think,
what was the most challenging of them, like for you, like to
oh,
embrace.
one of the most challenging, I
Like you're like,
think,
shit, I don't know if I agree with this, man, or I don't know if I see it.
okay, don't remember all the chapters off the top of my head.
Here, I'll give them to you, bro. Let me see.
Uh,
We go back. So I know that's a loaded question. I'm sorry, brother.
no, you're good. You're good. This is a great question.
So like history in the family, the race, ethnicity, and immigration, that was a tough one, I think, for me. Because I don't identify with inequality. I just simply remove myself from it. If it's present, if
Yeah.
it's two things I am so unforgiving of is when you try to take away or deplete the dignity of another human being. I'm gone, dude. Peace, see
Yeah.
you, love you, or not, don't love you, bye. And then the main one is like anytime a child's hurt, I can't like,
Yeah. Yeah. I see that one.
yeah.
I
And
think,
then we have like gender, sexuality. We went through those chapters.
yeah. I think probably the toughest one was the violence in the family.
Yeah,
Personally for me, because I don't know get too much detail, but some things happened in my childhood that kind of it it affects me more now that I understand what happened than it did when I was a child. And
amen.
looking back at that through like this chap through those chapters and that lens really kind of put into perspective how something that is so minuscule when it's happening can be such a strong impact on somebody's life.
Right.
And it talked about abuse and things like that. And something that I don't think it touched on in the book, but a lot of times with parents or family that abuse people or they are abusing the children, it's the little things that can become the biggest problems. So it's like when a kid comes up to a parent and is like, "Oh, hey, how's your day?" And then the parent might say an offhand comment like, "Oh, you don't really care. You're just asking me this." To the kid, that might be a core memory for them for the rest of their life.
Right.
They will
Right.
always remember like, "Oh, my parent completely ignored my interest in them." And like that might be something they carry with them, even though they're not consciously thinking of it. But to the parent, that was just like another random Thursday in the childhood of their child that they were just taking care of.
Right.
So that was one that kind of was really that I really connected to from the book.
Have you noticed, man, like, so when I know when I was a kid, a week seemed like almost a year.
Man,
Is that true?
I I'm 19. I'm 19, right?
Okay,
I
all right.
have never felt like time is flying past me faster than it is now. Like now it feels like I feel like this semester has flown by, and I feel
Mhm.
like when I was a kid, one semester of school felt like I was in it for an eternity, and I can't wrap my head around it.
Dude, you are like, I give you a lot of props. You act much older than your age, dude. Like you are, I dig it, dude. Like,
Thank you, thank you.
and look, you're gonna, sorry, bro, but your generation has got to take care of me when I'm old and decrepit. And I
Yeah.
have such comfort in all the young folks, the young adults that I meet. It's awesome, man. And to your point, I'm going to tell you, I'm just going to give you like some unsolicited advice. When you
Go
get to
ahead.
your 40s are going to, you're not even going to know. I just hit 50. Like, you're going to go, what the hell just happened, dude? Like, it seemed like 2 weeks, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
but you're in the prime, man. Like, I agree with you. The abuse that happened to me, stuff happened to me when I was a kid. And there was, when we got to that section, it was eye-opening for me, and maybe because of a little bit more of having life experience and working with other people in like recovery, because I'm in recovery.
hmm
I'm better prepared to handle it, I would say, in terms of like the emotion and looking at the content. But how do I say this? I agree with you. We minimize the big things in
hmm
our childhood, which is so crazy to me. And what I resonated with the class, we minimize the big things because kids are resilient, dude.
yeah.
They are absolutely the most resilient beings on the planet. I wish adults had that sort of resiliency. We'd be
That's
a
so
much better
true.
place. But like you said, with the little things like, "Hey, how was your day, Daddy?" And your dad's like, "Oh, it's a shitty day." And imagine, to him, he's venting like you're an adult.
Yeah,
He
but
isn't
to
paying
the
attention
kid,
to it.
there's like oh wow, I wasn't ready for that. And
Yeah,
like you could have presented that in a better way of like, hey, had a terrible, it was a bad day, but I'm happy I get to see you today. Happy we get to hang out for this time, buddy. And like
yeah.
just that small change of interaction can completely reshape the relationship between that parent and that child, and even that child and other adults and other people in their lives as they grow up and go out into the world.
What do you think about like social class, man? Because that was another interesting one that we had. Like, do you really? I don't know. Personally, I can tell you that I have been affected by it. It may not seem like it's mainstream, like, oh, you're a white male in America and you weren't affected by it. I'll tell you what, dude, I am, but I'll shut up because I want to hear what you got to say.
I think social class is probably one of the hardest things. Like I think everybody does this where they sit down at some point in their life and they think about a lot of the problems in the world.
Hmm.
And I think social class is probably one of the hardest ones because it's a construct social classes are a construction of society. It's something that society itself creates to sustain itself. So it's kind of hard to not have a social class in a society because there will always be some type of inequality. But
Yeah.
then you also want to say, like, I don't want inequality between people because that's not fair. I want everybody to be able to live happy and healthily and everybody get access to the same things and be able to enjoy their life to the fullest. I think the real problem of I think social class becomes such a hard topic, specifically when it comes to like families and things, because it's usually like a specific group of people
Yeah.
that then get shoved into a specific social class. So then it kind of becomes tied to that group.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that makes it like even,
Stigmatized, man.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
yeah.
it's like you stigmatize a group of people to a social class
Yeah.
when the social class was a social construct that you just made fit that group of people because you decided that group of people were that social class.
You know what, dude? You know what I think the biggest thing I've actually taken, not only from this class, but a couple other sociology classes, because it's my
Hmm.
minor. Um, number one, growing up, I didn't care. Like, who's going to tell me I'm not going to be Eric's friend? Nobody's going to tell me that I can't
Yep.
be your friend.
Yep.
I don't know if that's rebellion or if it's a blessing or a
Was
curse.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nobody, and I mean especially teachers, like if a teacher were to say, F
Yep.
you, man, ain't happening, which is awesome, like a good way to grow up. But now I've seen, like, I don't know if I can see why people, unless you're Ted Kaczynski, who's the Unabomber, I can see why people tend to isolate a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're afraid of society, it's because society's jaded them too much.
Yep.
And there are marginalized groups out there. Um, Even like in the black community, I have so much respect because every fucking thing that has been endured has been endured with typically with grace, with love, and with tolerance. Where I would go ape shit, man. Like if I was in that, I would, you know, I would. I'd be like, because I'm such a rebel. But I also see how that culture has absolutely positively impacted our world, and we need much more of it from other cultures as well. And to drop this whole culture bullshit, quite frankly, we
Yeah.
are human beings. We bleed,
Yeah.
dude. We breathe and we bleed. And I do actually take a shit every once in a while, bro, just like everybody else.
I
It's
I
just
I agree with you so wholeheartedly of like the take away all the if you strip down all the social constructs from
yeah,
society, at the end of the day, we are all just people on this planet trying to survive to the best of our abilities.
yeah.
And the only thing that really stops us from doing that is the fact that we see each other as different through these social lens. And that somehow somebody's better than somebody else through some type of metric that we created.
Right there, dude. That's it.
Somehow
It's about the
somebody's better than
I'm
somebody
better than
else
you shit. Yeah, yeah.
through some arbitrary metric that we said means something to everybody. And now there's inequality born.
Yep. Yep. Because my life has changed so dramatically, dude, over the last 8 years in ways I never thought. Beautifully, and it's
Mm,
complemented my particular upbringing, but um, I just I can see why people are like screw society, and then we have these little subcultures, these little sub societies. So, for example, I go to like AA meetings, right? And I'm in a
mm,
home group, and I've been going there for years. There still becomes this hierarchy there, man. Even in this small little unit that we have, and the bottom line is, and this is going to sound hokey, but when you go to a movie, do you want to see a happy ending or a freaking weird ending, like a sad ending?
yeah.
Everyone wants to see a happy
Happy
ending,
ending.
right?
Yeah.
So it's going to sound hokey when I say this, but it's true, dude. If there was a lot more unconditional love in this world,
Yeah.
and I mean unconditional,
Conditional. Yep. I think it'd be a much better place for everybody to live. If we could
does that
just,
sound weird?
no, not at all. I see it.
Okay.
I 100% see it. It's just like if people decided that through whatever means, I'm going to help out somebody else, I think the world would be better because it wouldn't be a lot of, people trying to step over each other to climb up the ladder to be, because I think that's another problem with social classes and things is that it created a system where people forego each other to build themselves up.
Right.
And that ends up creating resentment from other people because now it's like, oh, he stepped on my toes to try to reach higher. So now I got to step on somebody else's or step on his back or pull him down to try to climb up. And so now it's people fighting for scraps when there is truly enough for everybody.
Dude, if it ever comes down to it, my brother, walk away from that career. I spent 25, almost 30 years in corporate America, and that resonates to the family and it goes straight into the marriage because that mentality, that corporate raider type of
Hmm.
mentality, shit on your neighbor to climb the ladder stuff, it
Hmm.
happens at home and it creates inequalities in marriages, dude. With one thing I wish I would have, I knew, I guess I kind of knew it, but in my marriage, which didn't, lasted 17 years, um, was I didn't live by a formula of it's two people that are giving without profit motive, right? So,
Yeah.
and we learn that whole for-profit thing in corporate
Corporate
America, and
America. Yeah. Wow. I've never thought about it like that.
we do, bro. And it's just it's bled its way into the home. Like
Yeah.
I think a lot of it may have had to do with when women went back to work. And I'm not saying women shouldn't work. I don't
Yeah.
want to,
Yeah.
but they were exposed to the evils that men had lived
With,
with.
yeah. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense because I guess before women went into the workplace, right? It was men in the workplace, but even then, when they went home, it was still a hierarchy in the home of like the man is on top, the woman, and
Yeah.
then children. And then women got into work, and then they realized, okay, there's a hierarchy here too. I can fight and climb in this hierarchy. And then men kind of, when they went back to that, started a conflict within the home of them trying to fight each other to climb the hierarchy in the home when it's not, it shouldn't be one. It should be
Yeah.
a cooperative effort to make the home better.
I think, yeah, you got a good point, man. It was a rapid change, a rapid
Yeah.
cultural change where women were essentially thrust into the workforce. There was no like gradual
Gradual. Yep.
training. Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah,
I,
there
I,
was,
I hold the government responsible for that, man.
yeah.
100%. Like yeah, I know it's not a poli sci class and I could go on forever, but the long and short of what I've learned is I'm okay without society. I'm not okay without other people.
People. Yep. Oh, ooh, that's a great line. That is a great line. I'm okay without society. I'm not okay without other people.
Dude, I'm telling you, you've seen the movie Castaway, right?
Guess what? Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, Tom Hanks was pretty fed up with it. He was going to commit suicide because he didn't have anybody else. There's
Body.
nobody
Yeah.
there,
But he
and
didn't
you need
miss,
human connection.
he wasn't missing the society aspect of it. It was just the connection with other people that he
Yeah.
couldn't do.
Yeah. And
Wow.
when we're not connected, dude, it's just, I don't know. No matter what people's beliefs are, religious, philosophical, whatever, we need to. I always go back to like Maslow's hierarchy. That's one of the base things for me is love, dude. Like I have to have that human connection.
Hmm.
Um, People may or may not agree with it, but I don't care. I do care, but I don't. The fundamentals are always, like go above and beyond for just make yourself available for
Doable.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Because when you do that, you're outside of your own ego, your own selfishness, and it's not only like the production in society will fall into place and you'll
Yeah.
become a good member of society. I
Yeah.
just choose not to be part of these other subcultures that are deranged and completely effed up, man.
Yeah.
Cool. You think we got enough for our video?
Um, how long have we been recording?
Oh gosh. How long did it? I mean, we've been recording like 30 minutes, I think.
I think we're good.
Okay. And I just good conversation, dude. If
Yeah.
nothing else, man, I mean, I loved it. I wish I would have talked to you earlier in the semester, man.
Man, yeah, me too. This is fun.
What do you taking next? You can stop record if you want.